So the next step is to be free from the false identities. So we have to be free from ourselves first, our false selves. So this is the body, this is the intellect, okay, this is the thing which is aware of the surroundings. It's aware of the intellect. Sorry, this is the intellect, this is the body. So it's aware of the intellect. It is aware of what the body is doing. It is aware that the body is hungry. It is aware that the intellect doesn't understand something. Okay? But literally, I can be like, I don't understand something. Or I am hungry. That means I've reduced myself down to a level of the intellect. Okay? Which is very bad. So, to be free of the intellect, okay, we have to be out of thought. The intellect. Right, so what we need to do is, the intellect wants to label everything. So it's got ourselves as a label. And it's like, right, what do I need to do? This I is just a word which the one who's aware has attached itself with this word I, which the intellect generates, which is labeled. Okay? So we have to just detach ourselves from the intellect. And that's very easy and very difficult. Okay, to do that you have to relax the mind. Right? It's completely effortless. Okay? No, you just need to relax, not think. To think is a process where you actually have to use energy. So just don't use any energy, just don't do anything. Okay? And the body, we have to not want anything. We have to be free of wants. So if I want something, okay, we have to be free of wants, okay? Because if I want food, the body wants food, okay, then it will, you know, the intellect will then go and look for food. So you're back in thought again, okay? The body will want things, but not I want food, okay? So the body is hungry, but we don't associate ourselves with our body. And then again, it's just complete effortless, you know, just relaxing the mind. It's all about just the thoughts, just relaxing, complete effortless, okay. But I find that if this is the awareness, this is the true me, who's aware of the body moving up and down, who's aware of thoughts, who's aware of the surroundings, okay, then to be free of, to make enlightenment or a lot easier, is to reduce the amount of thoughts which are getting generated by the intellect. Okay, so eating a little, for example, reduces the strength of the intellect. It like makes it a lot harder to think unnecessarily. Okay, so eating a little makes the thinking a lot less, and it makes eating a little makes the body not want as much. So when you're fasting or when you're eating a little, you don't want so many things. So it makes it a lot easier for those to be out of the sight of awareness, and then it becomes a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier for the awareness not to be attached to the body or to the intellect. I couldn't get to this state. I'm always in and out of this state, and it's kind of a bit dependent, a little bit, you know. At the beginning it was very dependent on how much I ate. I found that it was very difficult to be enlightened on a full stomach, or if I ate too much. But if I was hungry, it was a lot easier. And when this awareness is completely aware, it's completely free of the realm of the body. It's completely free Okay, and it's no longer an individual. There's no longer an I label on it. It's no longer stuck in the intellect. So when you're not attaching to the intellect, there is no label on you, which means you're not in the realm of the intellect. You're not in the frame of thoughts of the time. So you're free of your thoughts. You're free of being associated in your thoughts. So you're just awareness, and that you're no longer an individual because the intellect has put I label on you. Okay, and then it's put another label on someone else, and it's put another label for God. For example, I don't want to put a label on God, for example, very bad. But it's put a label on God, everything, on myself. But once I become free of the intellect, there's no longer a label on me. Right? Which means there's no longer labels on anything else. Which means I'm no longer a separate identity from God. Everything in this world you can see, you can sense, okay? But myself I cannot sense. And God I cannot sense. Okay, so God and me are both unique to this world. Okay, and when I'm out of the frame of thoughts, then I become awareness. I'm no longer an individual separate from God. I am just awareness, and awareness returns back and is no longer separate from God. I don't want to make a false. I'm not too sure, but I don't want to make a representation of God. So no longer separate.